getting to your first $10,000 profit month is actually extremely possible and extremely easy. It took me a long time to figure out how to do it, but then once I got there, it very quickly went to 25, 30, 70, 100 plus K months, and it is extremely possible for you. So the goal of this video is that we are going to be removing any fallacy in your mind that this may not be possible and giving you some actionable tips of how you can actually go about getting to your first $10,000 profit month. The first thing that people always struggle with is they think that it is so hard to actually win. And I don't want to say it's easy to win, but the only way to lose is by giving up. It is based on is a time metric, this scale of easy to win or very possible to fail. People say, oh, well, only 1% of people actually make it to be successful. Okay, well, if I put in more than a month of time, now what are my odds? 50%? Okay, this 1%, I just put in a month. Everybody drops off, that's the first month. I put in 3 months, 6 months. Whoa, now it's 70% in my odds, right? So put in at least 1 year of time, I'm telling you, and it's going to happen. We've been doing this for 2 years. Then eventually got to TikTok Shop, which is working, and things happened very quickly. So the fallacy of it is so hard for this to actually happen is that needs to be completely removed from your mind, and you have to understand this is extremely possible, and if it is God's will, it is going to happen. The second thing is consistency. People think very strongly that this ideal lifestyle or bank account number, if we're talking about financial freedom, is dictated off of $1 million in the bank or a private jet or whatever it is. And I've talked about this before. I'm probably going to say this 100 times on this YouTube channel. Financial freedom is not any of those things. Financial freedom is when you have a surplus of income more than your monthly expenses, and you can make that income in as little time as possible while still having time and location freedom. So you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. And for most people, that's at like 10K a month, which is crazy. So let's go down to this even more. How do we actually get there? So 10K a month, that's $333 a day. $333 a day. So for most people, for many people, it might take 8 hours a day. Okay, great. I'm already at financial freedom. Great. Now I want to do that in a vessel that has time and location freedom, right? So be very careful of which job or career you're going into. But from there, all right, now I want to get back some of my time. So I'm going to outsource some of my work here. I'm going to learn to be better at this skill set here. So I'm turning this 8 hours to 4 hours to 2 hours, etc. And now next thing you know, you're making that same $10,000 that took you 8 hours in 2 hours. So being consistent, right? That financial freedom doesn't come from some magical way, boom, and overnight I'm a success. No, it comes from the daily inputs every single day. So you need to be consistent. It is absolutely essential. So it is easy to win. It's extremely possible. You need to be consistent. I have a little list right here. And then the third thing which goes into your consistency is distraction from the mission. And I'm just going to be open and vulnerable that even recently I've been struggling with distraction. And I want to use this as accountability for myself, but also to show other people too that distraction is, I think of something like idleness is the devil's workplace, something like that. But being idle is not good. You need to constantly be moving and not being distracted at all. We talk a lot of times when we're teaching TikTok Shop people that you can go on TikTok, but only to create. You can go on Instagram, but only to create. You need to flip your mindset from a consumer mentality to a creator mentality, that you're now looking at everything that you're doing as creation. Even if you're not in the content creation game, still, you need to switch your mindset from a consumer mentality to a creation mentality. Even, going to a coffee shop, right? Wow, like I just dropped $6 on this. How are they able to charge me $6? Was it the location? Was it the menu that I liked? Was it the person behind that was, they were dressed actually really well at this cafe, and that made me want to get the bagel as well, and da-da-da. Constantly be thinking in a creator mentality, and I'm telling you, it will apply all through your life. It's a way of living to not consume on other things and be distracted but to create in all that you do. You know, the goal here is to not just create for yourself, but for your family, for your community, and for your church as well. So we want to be bettering ourselves as much as possible. It's kind of a corny quote, you know, people might think, but I wholeheartedly believe that the greatest way to change the world is to change yourself. And just really think about that a second, because it is actually insane when you really understand what that means. That's, okay, I become a more joyful person. That's going to affect everybody who is around me. Wow, man, that person's just full of joy. I love that. I love that. The energy is contagious. They want more joy. My family wants more joy. My friends want more joy. My people in my Bible study want more joy. It is infectious. And in the same way that you come at everything that you do as being a better person, it is going to bleed into other people as well, and that you actually are creating a better world. So the greatest way to change the world is to change yourself. It's not a mentality, which many people do, of pointing the finger of they need to change this and they need to change that. You need to change yourself. And all of this journey, which is very spiritual, all starts from looking within and how you can refine yourself and how you can become a better man or woman, and level up in your health, level up in your finances, level up in your relationship with God. And you really need to remove all distractions in order to do so. So again, I highly recommend blocking out every minute of your day and sticking to that calendar. Even little things, like I have a good friend that I tell this all the time, that you need to be making your bed. You need to make your bed. You need to start your day with even little wins, so that when you say that you're going to do something and you, like little small things, it racks up so that your mind knows, oh, I'm doing something, it's done. It's done. I'm taking all these little small wins so that when something hard happens in the middle of the day that I wasn't expecting, that I need to accomplish immediately, it's no problem. And the ability to say no to the distractions like social media, like a quick call from this person or a coffee chat here or whatever it may be, or even just you're doing the work, but you're doing it in such a slow, inefficient manner. So remove all distractions, be consistent day after day. Do not focus even on a week-to-week level, Don't worry about the results of today. Just strictly focus on the inputs of today, and God will give you the outputs. So don't focus about what you're going to get out of it, or I didn't see this result today. Don't worry about that. Just focus on the inputs. Again, it's extremely possible. Stay consistent. Remove all distractions. And the last thing I'm going to tell you guys is if you're in a rut, because I feel like this is maybe a lot of people right now who are in a rut. If this video is for you and you're trying to get to your first $10,000 month, and that is going to lay the foundation for a lot of things, I do believe financial freedom lays the foundation for discipline and becoming a better, stronger, more capable, competent man. And I think the last thing is getting yourself out of a rut, because there's a lot of times, even when things are going well, that you just don't have that energy. You may be, burnt out and you haven't even been doing anything. The first thing I'm going to recommend is obviously get in the presence of God. You have to get in the presence of God. Seek first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and everything else shall be added unto you. Guys, just get in the presence of God. That's all we need to do, and he's going to start to figure out stuff. Another thing as well, it seems so funny, and it should seem funny. I think it was a Christian Orthodox priest said this one time, talking about depression. He said, I always tell people who are depressed, I said, let's do this little challenge. Pray for half an hour, work out for half an hour, and get out in nature for half an hour, and your depression will be gone. And they always laugh because they know it's true. And so what I'm trying to get across with that is those three things. Literally, get in the presence of God, go out in nature, get some sun, put your feet in the grass, go on a walk. Seems, I don't know, put the phone aside and do actionable things. And I'm telling you, you will feel better. Even if you don't see the results, doing actionable things is going to absolutely change the trajectory of your life. And slowly but surely, God will guide your steps, and it's going to direct you. Again, our thing, I'm just going to finish with this. through all of this, our goal in our relationship with God is not to steer, but simply to row. So if we could maximize putting in all of our focus to be the most efficient inputs day after day, only focusing on today, again, God only created us to focus on today and today alone, then I'm telling you that is the fastest way that you guys can get to your first $10,000 profit month, and do so consistently. Noah, my business partner, and I, we teach TikTok Shop Affiliate. I strongly and wholeheartedly believe that that is the fastest method in order to get there. We've tried dropship. We've tried so much. But TikTok Shop Affiliate, I do believe, is the strongest, fastest, easiest way, smallest startup capital in order to get there, to make online income, to get to financial freedom with time and location freedom. We actually are teaching people as well. If you guys are interested, you guys can shoot me a DM on Instagram or X about it, on one-on-one mentorship. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys, and God bless you guys.